Greetings loyal subscribers and honoured guests. Welcome to episode 48 of Covertape Chaos. At first glance we appear to have a nice selection of games on this tape, so I'm hoping that this one will at least be half decent. So let's get stuck in with the first item. We begin this time with a demo of a game called City Bomber. It turns out that this is a souped up version of an even older game called Bomber, although I knew it as Blitz on the BBC Micro. This really is just a jumping off point for this new game though, because the levels now scroll, there are 9 different ships to choose from, and there are hostages to rescue to boot. This demo just contains the first level, but it's already quite impressive as it is. The graphics and music are extremely well done, and the game controls well. Sadly, it looks like the finished game was never actually released, which is a pity because I would have sought it out and played it some more. Nevertheless, this is a great start to this tape, and is well worth a play. Next up we have Tilt. It would appear that there has been a mix-up where the reaction version was shown in the tape pages within the mag, but the other game, made famous by Roger Frames in the early days of Commodore format, was the actual one on the tape. This doesn't really bother me too much because the reaction game is a slide puzzle type thing, which I find really annoying. And this one is a maze game where you roll a little ball around to the exit while avoiding various hazards, which is a lot more fun. The graphics are rather simple, but the controls are good. This is a fun game and another solid inclusion on this tape, even if it was by mistake. Our third item this episode is another public domain shoot 'em up by the name of Wizard's Pet. The pet in question is the blob-like thing that you control, which Commodore format very astutely pointed out was easy to draw, as were most of the enemies as well. I really hate to break it to you all, but this game is not very good. In fact, it's crap of the highest order. The music is excellent, but that's because it's ripped out of another game. And the less said about the shitty controls, the better. It would also appear that once you reach a certain point in the game, you just can't go any further. There's an invisible wall there. Almost as if this PD company made a small amount of a game so they could sell it, but didn't bother to finish it properly. You would be best off avoiding this one. The final gamey type thing on Power Pack 48 is a vertical shooter by the name of Repel. While this is a step up in quality from Wizard's Pet, it's still not very good. Repel is capable of some extremely fast scrolling, which is kind of impressive technically, but there is no decent gameplay to speak of. The graphics are not terrible, but the sound is almost non-existent. Finally, when my ship ran out of energy, the game just got stuck instead of moving on to my next life, so it would appear to be quite buggy as well. Not really worth the time it takes to load it up, I'm afraid. Finally, the usual bunch of techie tips make their return on this tape. I have already said pretty much all there is to say about these, so I'm not going to go over it again. This tape started off fairly well. The City Bomber demo is polished, and Tilt is a fun little puzzle game to while away an hour or two. The rest of the software on offer here is really poorly made though. CF must have been pretty desperate to fill up the tape if they were prepared to put this dross on it. So that's it for another episode. See you again in 2 weeks' time for Power Pack 49. In the meantime, take care.